The Palestinian Authority has set a number of conditions for the resumption of peace talks with Israel, Al Arabiya reported. The conditions reportedly include the acceptance of Israel of a two-state solution based on the 1967 borders, with the possibility of a limited land swap and a complete halt of settlement construction, including in East Jerusalem. The conditions are also said to include the release of Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. According to the report, the conditions will be delivered to Israel by Jordan after they are reviewed by the United States. Of course, this is just another round of failed talks that will continue to go round and round and round until the rapture of the church takes place and the advent of the Antichrist comes about. But with that said, I do believe that the rapture of the church is near, and that this peace situation will be taken care of in the near future. Of course, there are many who believe that war will be the next thing on the plate of the Middle East, followed by peace. Frankly, I do not believe that will be the case. I lean more towards a monumental peace agreement that will include both Syria and Iran, and will be widespread, that will encompass the whole Middle East and bring peace not only to Israel but to many in the immediate area. I believe that this peace agreement will be a miracle peace agreement that many will have scoffed at if they were to know about it today, but it will take place, I believe. But certainly there are others who believe that a Psalm 83 scenario will probably take place first. I don't necessarily agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is because in many of the scenarios, they believe that in this particular attack that Israel will retaliate against Syria with nuclear weapons, and I just frankly can't believe that will be the case, in which that has not taken place. Nuclear weapons have not been used since the mid 1940s, and since then have been nations have been very guarded and cautious about using any type of nuclear type weapons against another nation. I look for that trend to continue on this side of the rapture of the church. As many of you know, in Revelation 6, it indicates that when the Antichrist comes on the scene, that basically the next seal, which is the second seal, peace is taken from the earth. By the fourth opening of the fourth seal, 1/4 of the world's population has been killed by war. So what am I trying to say? I frankly I believe that during this war, in which 1/4 of the world's population is destroyed, that this will be the time that Syria will likely be Isaiah 17:1 will likely be will come to pass, and Israel, or I'm sorry, and Damascus will become a heap of rubble. I believe it will all begin when Ezekiel 38 and 39 takes place, in which this block of nations will rebel against the peace agreement that the Antichrist has brought on, and this will be the time in which all these nations will be consumed not only by God but also by Israeli rockets, and some will be nuclear. Uh, of course, at the end, when this is all said and done, 1/4 of the world's population will have been destroyed, and the Antichrist will reign supreme. So to sum it up, I'm looking for peace first to evolve, and then Ezekiel 38-39, along with the Psalm 83 war, in which it will commence, and at the second seal, in which peace will be taken from the earth, and by the fourth seal, 1/4 of the world's population will be destroyed by nuclear weapons and by war. And I'm sure I will get a lot of emails or whatever the case may be indicating that that's the wrong scenario. But the bottom line is that um, Psalm 83 war was basically devised by an individual who has built a scenario around that particular war and has placed it in the last days, because they have not been able to prove one way or the other whether it's taking place or not. So if you adhere to the Psalm 83 war, that's fine. Uh, I embrace it, but not necessarily completely. In other related news, Reuters has come out with an article that indicates they are not fully in agreement that there would be an Israeli strike on Iran. In fact, their article is entitled "Talk of Israel Strike on Iran Soars, but is it a bluff?" This is what it says. Tension rises over Iran's disputed nuclear program. Chatter indicating a potential Israeli strike on Iranian nuclear targets has never been higher. But in the smoke and mirrors world of Middle East geopolitics, such talk can often be a diplomatic weapon in its own right, and sometimes an alternative to genuine action. To an extent, the recent storm of speculation and newspaper stories are just an escalation in a long-running game of words. Tehran says its program is purely peaceful, not designated to yield nuclear weapons, but U.S., Israeli, and other Western officials have often warned that if it continues unabated, Israel might take unilateral action and bomb key facilities. But the United States, and Israel in particular, have never gone to such lengths to suggest that a strike might be imminent. Discussion of potential military and other options, and an increasingly public discussion between the United States and Israel over what to do next, will move further into plain sight on Monday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to Washington to meet President Barack Obama. Frankly, I've always believed that this has been nothing more than a game of words and smoky mirrors. I do not believe that it will come down to Israel attacking, nor the United States for that matter, attacking Iran over their nuclear facilities. And I think the next basic attack will be Iran attacking Israel, led by Russia. But we'll have to wait and see how that really plays out. I fully expect this war of words to continue, and that eventually, if it does come down to it, that Iran will become a nuclear power or will come close. This is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.